With the country under lockdown level 3, do you feel crime has decreased in your area? We turn our focus now to the role of CCTV and surveillance technology. How can they assist law enforcement and private security companies to apprehend criminals? But more importantly, can they assist in preventing future crime? For more on this, I'm joined by Vumacam CEO, Ricky Croock. Ricky, good evening and thank you for your time tonight. When we're in level 5 and level 4, what were your cameras showing?
Good evening. I think in level 5 we saw really crime fall off a cliff. So we saw crime going which is happening almost on a daily basis and multiple times a day to really to very limited crimes happening on a daily basis during level 5.
Yeah, car recovery companies, vehicle recovery companies reporting in some instance in a day actually not a single car hijacking, which they say is quite a rare occurrence. Would you say you saw very little to no movement at all?
So we saw, again, it was quite pleasant for us. Obviously being in the security industry for the last 15 years, there hasn't been many days or weeks, when we haven't seen crime taking place. And it was very welcome, to not having the crime that we see on a daily basis.
Yeah, and as the levels and the restrictions are easing, what is beginning to emerge?
So we're seeing that, as you move from, level 5 to level 4 to level 3, we're seeing crime, moving as quickly. So we're seeing, as soon as you move out from a different level, crime dramatically, picks up. And different crimes, and I think because criminals evolve, they understand what's taking place and evolve with the times. And just given like people, I'll give an example where people could exercise only between 6 o'clock in the morning and 9 o'clock. It was quite centralized and condensed, for criminals and opportunists to prey on people. And we saw like a huge impact in cell phone snatching during that time because obviously people were in the streets and walking with their cell phones.
And now with lesser and lesser restrictions and the opening up of level 3, are you seeing more of a movement from other areas and people coming into otherwise areas which were now quiet in the last month or so?
Yeah, correct. So, where we've obviously, with Vumacam, we're building a platform of CCTV cameras. So we've got quite a wide spread of where the cameras are situated, and we can see different movement patterns, and there's definitely an increase of additional cars moving around and entering into the province.
And talk to me then about how you have used this technology, especially during this time, to support the police and support even private security companies.
So I think it's not necessarily specifically to this time, but the way the platform works is we put up the infrastructure and then we work with all of the different security companies. So I think we've got over 40 different security companies that we work with on a daily basis. We work very closely with JMPD and with SAPS. And the way that it works is when an incident would take place, and I'll give you an example. Last week Sunday there was an incident that took place in a shopping centre. We didn't have the cameras at the shopping centre, but the security company got the registration of the vehicle. They put that registration from the vehicle that they caught on the garage CCTVs as the car was leaving. And 2 days later, that same car appeared driving through the suburbs, and one of the security companies was able to pick it up, pull it over, and work with SAPS to detain and make the arrests. So we've seen this platform really play out, and I think over the last 2 weeks, we've had over 25 successful arrests with our partners during this time.
25 successful arrests in the last 2 weeks. Tell us about your license plate recognition technology and how that is assisted in the number of those 25 cases that you're mentioning.
So as the vehicles move past the cameras, on each set of, in each pole we've got dedicated LPR cameras, which are the license plate recognition cameras, as well as overview cameras. The license plate recognition camera scans each car and queries against vehicle interest databases. So we can look at, the Unicode suspicious car database, which is if a car has been involved in a crime, gets loaded on there. And then every security company can load, different vehicle of interest if they've been involved in crime.